All right, my name is Nathan Gambrell. I'm the site manager here at Swifthaven. I was homeless. I was homeless and sleeping in my car. I had a job, but it was hard to maintain that job, sleeping in your car. So I asked Doug, I said, hey, if there's anything I can do, I'm looking for work and trying to get my unemployment started, but if there's anything I can do to help. And he said, how would you like to be a manager at Swifthaven? And I said, awesome. It gives my life meaning and purpose. I can help out in a community that I, help build something. This framework, this model would work not only in every city, but I think it would work in every social class.
And that's something that's very important here is that residents are treated as equal to the board. Even.
Yes.
Just like they run the show. I'll tell you that we actually have a pretty absentee board. Like they don't do much. The residents run the show.
Yeah, Wildwood got started around 2011 and has always had in its history since about the 1940s. It was a campground. So you had people coming out here playing on the lake, making memories together, and that still hasn't changed at all. Well, what needed to happen is the infrastructure needed to be upgraded. So we looked at all the options available and make those decisions on a business level, but also on the needs of what's out there in what fits the economy. So at that time, it made sense to go with small houses, tiny homes, or in this case, park model RVs, mostly because this was still zoned a campground. So you had an RV park permit. So you had to work within the parameters, but yet get creative. Because it's such a beautiful property, you needed to come up with something that fit the property as well. I think tiny makes sense in this economy, partly because of affordability, and that hits all classes and ages of people. So that's really important. Tiny becomes important because people simply don't need to live in a 3,000 square foot home. I think generally speaking, people are less, they have just the trends of it. There's less people in a household. The trend of being more flexible to travel. I think that there's people with more flexible work spaces. So now the idea of owning a few homes in different places gives them really cool lifestyle.
We have so many visitors that come by and say, this is so cool. I would love to live in a little community like this, because they're missing that. When you have so much social distancing and your real your associations are on Facebook, and you lose touch with that tribal community sense of belonging, and it's like the best social club, honestly. We all are working towards the same goal, the same aim. The ones that aren't tend to weed themselves out. It takes some acclimation because you're in shock. After you've been sleeping in your car or a tent for so long, and then all of a sudden you've got four walls and a door, a locking door, and a safe place that no one's going to bother you. Every resident has full access to the cameras, so they can be safe, they can feel safe. And then there's just the welcoming of being in the community. Sure, we've got the amenities of having a shower and laundry and kitchen. But it's more than that. Because really what a home is the people who live in it. Well, there's a house, which is just a structure, it's a shelter. A home is a sanctuary. It's a sanctuary where you feel safe, you feel loved and accepted. And so that's what really, when we have that community togetherness, that's really what's shocking the most. Anything you need, we're here to help you. The culture is so different from one village to the next. If you don't fit into this like-minded model or this like-minded village, then maybe another one would be more fitting for you. And I think that that's really the beautiful part of it. We're not all of us are that inebriated, dirty, filthy person leaving trash everywhere on the corner, begging for money. A lot of us are just really trying, and whatever bad luck or whatever mistakes that we've made in life, this is an opportunity to get past it, to heal. I always say this camp is a motley crew of broken people trying to heal, and we're doing it. We're doing it.
Just kind of the evolution of it, it's gone up definitely from the beginning days. So right now you could start out with a parcel at about 240 or so, 250 to own the land, and then you put a house on that, roughly finished. Let's talk about complete finished. The house itself could be about 170, give or take, but by the time you add, decks, landscaping, extra storage, so most clients here are working with a budget range of about 220 to finish that off. So most inventory you see here will be right about that level, 450 and up.
The materials cost about $5,000 per tiny home, and then they're built with volunteer labor. So people that work in construction or whatever, usually you can knock out one of these in a weekend or two, especially if they're experienced. And we've never had a problem with that when we really needed it.
I think the real distinct difference is that people want to go to some place that is also simple. So when you own a big house at the lake and you want that kind of lifestyle, you're not just putting out $1 million or more, you're actually tying yourself down to a large house. So that means you're there for the weekend and you spend the whole day working on your house. So this is centered around, let's make it simple to own, and actually gives you more lifestyle. So yeah, that's one part of it. There's many others, because the fact that they can turn the key and walk away and come back 6 months later and know that it's secure, cared for, managed, that's huge, right? It gives people, again, more lifestyle. So less is more is really cliche, but it's so true.